Now it's in the 30s and 40s and maybe even 50 today. So that fluctuating temperature degrades the ice quite a bit as well.
And with these higher temperatures, some community members worry about kids playing on unsafe ice.
A West Fargo resident posted this picture on Nextdoor yesterday, saying the children were standing close to open water. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz visits a nearby pond to check out the conditions and has more on what we all can do to keep our kids safe.
Mom of 3 kids, Bridget Bitsagai, has a pond in her West Fargo backyard.
I think it's fun to have ponds or creeks, close by, but I think it's also important with kids to educate them about when it's frozen over or when it's dangerous.
Which by this time of year, West Fargo Fire Chief Dan Fuller says is not usually as much of a concern.
Usually right before Christmas and between Thanksgiving and Christmas, things freeze up enough that there's no problem. But just because the mild winter that we've had, it's not a safe bet.
On Sunday, a West Fargo resident posted a picture of kids playing on a not fully frozen Brooks Harbor pond. Chief Fuller says that pond in particular is less likely to completely freeze.
It's right next to the pump house. There is the possibility that if we get a lot of snow and a lot of stormwater buildup throughout the winter, that Public Works will pump into this pond. The increased flow will degrade the ice in certain areas and make it unsafe.
But here's how to check.
If you have your kids out here, you want to come out here, what we recommend is going to the edge of the pond and drilling a hole. You need at least 4 inches on the edge.
The West Fargo Fire Department advises to check for thickness every 5 to 10 feet. And they say on days like today, when you can already see the water coming up on the edges like this, to just stay off completely.
If it's getting thicker as you go towards the center, you're pretty well set.
And bottom line, always be with your kids. West Fargo mom Bridget Bitsagai agrees.
As parents, we always tell them they can't go down by water without an adult. And then we also just think it's important, especially if you see open water, but even it can be deceiving with snow on top. So our rule of thumb is just always with an adult.
In West Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
The West Fargo Fire Chief says so far this year, the police have responded to some calls of kids on potentially unsafe ice, but they haven't had any rescue calls yet. He also warns to always stay off the river where the constant flow will degrade the ice.